So my next, oh, I hope the signal recovers. There we go. All right, so the next one is World Games. So this one I also had as a kid, and I played it a lot. And it has kind of a funny collection of events. There we are. Oh, Westwood made the Atari ST version. Interesting. A fun little tune. All right, so this one, I love that it has the travel log. So in game, you now get to see a description of every event and some history, which is fun. So yeah, once again, same kind of setup. When did this one come out? So the first one was 1985. I'm not sure what year this one was, but I'm sure it came out after. Well, let's give it a go. Okay. So I'm going to choose a different... Oh! Okay, whoever cracked this, I guess the 42 crew, has replaced Epyx with themselves. So I think this is the same set of countries as before. So there's no GOR. And there's no Yugoslavia. So I don't know. How about... All right. And the second one can be, I don't know, Spain's red and yellow. What contrasts? Maybe Mexico? Was there in Italy? Oh, there is in Italy. All right. So that'll be our two representative countries. So yeah, you get this travel log before each event, which is really neat. So you're going around the world. Is this a product placement of Continental Airlines? Is that their official logo from 19? Let's guess that this game is from 1987. I'm not sure. Did it say on the title screen? And I don't remember looking. 360-pound Leonid Zapotinsky squashed his competition by hoisting 1,262 pounds in 3 lifts. The snatch and clean and jerk require timing, skill, and determination. All right. ZH is a voiced Z sound. Yeah. That's what I would guess. In the moment, I didn't get it though. So that's one of those songs that speeds up. Yeah, so there's a list of events here, but we'll show it later. Well, we'll go through them. This manual actually is a joint C64 and Atari ST manual. Okay, weightlifting. The Soviets have ruled the Iron Games since 1960. Okay. So forward, back. Okay, so yeah, each of these lifts has kind of some steps to it. So the snatch, you press down to grab the bar, you press forward to lift, and then you have to press back to drop down a little bit as it gets to the height to kind of get underneath it, and then you press forward again to stand up straight. So the snatch is basically, the goal is to grab the bar off the ground and get it over your head. And then the clean and jerk has an extra step where, oops, oh, okay, hang on. So the clean and jerk has an extra step where you pick it up off the ground and then you go into a squat. So that initial hard pull only has to get as high as like your knees or whatever, and you can squat under it, and then you reposition, and then you press up from the squat to get the bar above your head. And the reason so the snatch is just bar on the ground to over your head, whereas the clean and jerk is basically you can lift a much heavier weight by doing it in two stages like that, because the initial hard pull of getting it off the ground, you only have to get it a shorter distance and then just do a steady squat for the rest of it. Well, that's still a kind of a hard push motion, but yeah, lets you do heavier weight. But it's basically if you're trying to lift the bar off the ground over your head, the clean and jerk is kind of the natural way to do it. With the most weight, I guess. And that's, I think, where it comes to be. So you can put a bunch of these on here, but so I think you have to have good timing. I don't know exactly how it works, but I don't know. Let's go 2 plates like this. So, pick up heavy thing. Oh, okay. So I gotta go back to hardware plate. Okay. So we go down. We can watch them get their grip. So you pull up, and then you push down just at the height, and then up. And then you hold it, and then you put it down. So that's the snatch. So I guess I'll try to do a little more. Let's try this. Oh, so I don't know if I didn't wait long enough at the bottom, or let me go back to the manual for this one. So the clean and jerk, it'll be different. We can go over it when we get there, but yeah, you pull back, forward to lift, and then back to go into the squat, forward to stand up, back to jerk the bar above your head, and then forward to straighten again. Okay. This is kind of different than what I understood. I thought I don't know. Timing. As the weight increases, the timing becomes more critical. After you clear the bar, yeah, so you have to do it right at the right spot. I got a good sense of it as a kid because I played this over and over and over, but yeah, it doesn't really give an explanation other than the timing is tricky. So here, let's up, down. Oh, no. I think I needed to go higher first. There we go. Aha! And you can just hold the weight for as long as you want. I know I've done the full weight at some point, but I don't know if I'd be able to succeed at it tonight. Let's try... Nope. Oh, okay. So it's clean and jerk time. So let's try and do a 180. Okay, so this has an extra motion. So you bring it up, and then you squat, then you go up. Oh, I think I had to wait for a moment. And then back. Ah, I see. Okay, so you bring it up to your knees. Oh yeah, if the weight's heavy enough, you fall through the ground. I don't think that affects your score. I don't think that you're scored on whether you put the weight down. It's just a funny animation if you get heavy enough weight and you don't throw it down. Okay, so yeah, so I had that wrong. So the clean and jerk, I guess, is you bring it up to your knees and you squat. And then you bring it, you stand up, and it's up at your chest. And then the last step, the jerk, is to put it over your head. So you kind of step down and push it up. Yeah, so it's like a 3-stage motion, whereas the snatch is ground to, I guess, a squat, and then up. Did it say in the manual, did it call that a squat? Oh, yeah, I guess in the snatch, you bring it over your head right away, but you kind of squat down just to get under it, and then you stand up. That's right. So it's just going straight up, and then it's over your head the whole time, and you have to just get to a fully standing position, whereas the clean and jerk, it's stages. You bring it up to your knees, you bring it up to your chest, then you get under it. So, I don't know. Yes. Now I understand. Okay, let's see if we can do 200. So I think you have to wait a moment here. Oh, but if you wait too long, they might... 3 breaths? No, I waited too long and he threw it down. Let's try it again. Oh, I don't know what the timing is on for that. Too early? So there must be like some amount that you have to live. Okay, so I beat the world record of the person who played this. 335 kilograms? Oh, because it counts the combined weight of your lifts, didn't it? Okay. Well, a victory for Italy. Cliff diving. We got another cool travelogue. So I've never seen the manual for this game, and I'm wondering if there's like mechanics I missed. Like in winter games, I guess I knew everything except how the skating events were scored. I had no idea about that until reading the manual just now. Hi there, Jessica Robot. How's it going? We're on to our second game, the World Games. Apparently I missed one called Summer Games. I didn't see that in my searches before. So I haven't prepared a disc of that, but maybe I can find it. Okay. So, let's look at the manual for cliff diving. Wait, where was the travelogue? I didn't see a travelogue for cliff diving. Maybe I'll have to come back to it and see if I can make it happen. Maybe if you've practiced the event, you'll see the travelogue. I don't know. Okay. Push the joystick forward or pull back to select the height of your dive. Fire button to prepare for your dive. Yeah, so you either push forward or back. You have to push back or down. When it says back, it means down. So you push down to straighten out at the end of the dive. And then you have to move left after you splash. Yeah, you don't want to hit the rocks at the bottom, so you need to so you press up and you're kind of in an arch position and you float forward, and then you press down at the end to plunge into the water. Yeah, I think they were all on C64 as well. I think the first two, I think Winter Games and World Games were C64 first, and then after that they might have, I don't know if that was the lead platform anymore. Wind. Okay, so there's wind. Oh, I see. So there's an arrow. Strategy. Depth of the water varies as waves go in and out. That's interesting. Huh. I can hold the joystick button while leaping. I didn't know that. Anyway, so you can choose different heights. So what I've always found weird about this one is it seems easier to do a jump from a higher distance or a higher point. But you get more points for that. So that's a little weird to me. Snoopy's Olympics. Oh, I haven't played that one. All right. So that was a good dive. Let's try jumping from here. So apparently if I hold left, I'll have more velocity in that direction? Oh, I don't know. See, like, this one always felt like the hardest one to me. That's what happens if you don't press left. You get your head stuck in the muck at the bottom. Which seems weird. Would they really score you on that? Like, can they even see that in the real cliff diving? I don't know. I always liked the pelican there. Okay, so if I hold right as I jump, oh, I hit the rock. I forgot about how painful that looked. So I don't know why you'd want to hold right as you jump. I don't know. Well, there's a win for Spain. Barrel jumping. Okay. Will there be a travelogue? If not, I'm going to have to, like... Maybe I can use the practice event feature to view them. All right. So barrel jumping. Yeah, it didn't show the travelogue. Sport started 300 years ago in Europe. Okay. Yeah, you choose a number of barrels. Left and right, sort of like speed skating the other one. Fire button. To prepare for the landing, pull the joystick back. That's right, because you have to put your feet down. Yeah, so this one's kind of fairly straightforward and has a good kind of complexity and subtlety to it, I think. Because it's got that speed skating left-right aspect. And then you have to put your feet down before you land. So let's attempt 20 and see how that goes. So I do remember being able to sometimes clear 20 as a kid. But I also want to show what happens when you fault. There we go. 0 cleared. There's 2 more ways to fault. So let's see if I can show you what happens if you don't put your feet down. Oh, I'm not going to clear it. That's if you put your feet down and hit the barrel. There's more ways to fault than I remembered, or that I remembered offhand. So another way to fault is not to jump. Let's see if I can clear these first. So I won't put my feet down so you can see what happens. There we go. Breaking through the ice. You turn blue. That's pretty good. So you get a good rhythm. And if you don't jump, that's what happens. Let's see if I can clear 12 barrels for Italy. I wonder in any Olympics, has anybody competed for 2 different countries at once? I think the copy of this that I had as a kid also had the travelogues bugged. I think you can see the travelogues, but only if you go to that event first. Oh, bull riding. So I'll have to... Maybe I can see them in practice mode. Because I think they're neat. Okay, bull riding. So, it's the most dangerous event in rodeo. Okay, so we can choose our our bull. So the bull is like the difficulty level. Fire button to start the event. If they're bucking, hold the joystick left or right in the direction that the bull is moving. Spin. Pull the joystick back to when it's spinning around. Halt. Hold the joystick left and right in the opposite direction the bull is moving. Interesting. I always thought the spin you had to counter the spin. That's what I always did as a kid, and it seemed to work. Buck. If the bull is bucking, hold the joystick left or right in the direction the bull is moving. I'm not sure I understand that based on... Try to anticipate the bull's moves. .540 spin. Oh, you can control the bull with a joystick in practice mode. That's interesting. Okay. An interesting 2-player mode. Yeah, it might. It reminds me of Duck Hunt, where I remember my friend said you can control the ducks with the second controller, but I remember trying it and not thinking it worked, but it does work. Just it's not, you're not always in control. All right, so we got Ferdinand, Elmer, Bob, Tornado, and Earthquake. Let's try Ferdinand for starters. So I guess he's bucking, so I'll hold to the right. So he's spinning. Oh. Well, let's try Elmer. I'm going to go opposite this spin, because that's what I think you're supposed to do. That's what I did as a kid, and it worked. So I'm moving opposite the spin. Aha! I don't know. So I'm not sure if I trust the manual on this one. Okay, let's try Tornado. Oh. maybe Bob. It's left, opposite the spin, left, left. Oh, okay, so I'm definitely not doing the right thing. It said when he's bucking, go with him, so I guess I was supposed to hold to the right for that. So I'll hold to the right for now. Yeah, and when they do the halt, they're trying to throw you off. Well, I guess I cleared that one. Calgary, Ontario Stampede. So this one says it's taking place in... I don't know where it says it's taking place. The Canadian event is a log roll, though. Let's try Earthquake. Oh, I got bucked. Or not bucked, halted? I don't know. I got thrown off. All right. Next one's in Canada. So I guess if I can get the travelogues to work, then we can see where all these take place. So let's see. Log rolling brings a visit to Canada. 2 lumberjacks try to dislodge each other from a floating log. Never take your eyes off your opponent's feet. Move the joystick continuously left and right. Stay in rhythm with the log or you may lose your balance. To slow the rolling of the log from forward or backward, change its direction. Press the fire button while running. Yeah, we got I'm a lumberjack. So the button is like the brakes, I guess? I think I always tried to press... I don't know. Okay. I like how there's other events in the background. Are they chopping logs? And I don't know if the big poles are a climbing test or something. Alright. Oh, I got thrown. I remember this one being a bit mysterious. Oh, they got the goose circling you. Kind of funny. How do I counter it? So... at some point I did learn how to do this, but... like I'm holding left. Nothing's happening. Move the joystick continuously left and right. Stay in rhythm with the log or you may lose your balance. Okay, so it's about finding the right speed. Waggling at the correct speed. Yeah, it's a good animation. I wish I could win this one. so you could see the other one for the other guy. Oh. The other guy, a shark, will go around him. If you get him to fall off. Ugh. I don't know. Yeah, there's something subtle about like how to get started. Oh well. We'll give that one another try when I'm trying to get the travelogue. So what's left? There's a caber toss. Alright, there's 3 more events. Okay, slalom skiing. Alright. Okay, so this is in Chamonix, France. Left and right. Press the fire button to increase your speed and turn sensitivity, so you can turn sharper with the fire button. You have to pass through all the gates. Sharp turns slow you down. Okay. The music's a bit more extensive in this one than the first game. I always liked how there was like another skier like hiding in the hut behind. You could see them watching. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Oh. Oh, I remember that sound a lot. Okay, so okay. Can I slow my speed by pressing up? Yeah, there's no way I can hit that one. But it's better to miss them all than to crash. Hit the... I remember always finding this one really hard. I think I'm going to miss that one too. Oh! I hit the pole again. Nobody scores! Okay. Hi, Maxilla Willis. How's it going? Caber toss. Scottish event. The Braemar Caber, one of Scotland's greatest challenge. Or is it Khyber? Caber? 19 feet long and weighs more than 120 pounds. Left and right, rhythm of the feet. So you try to get going as fast as you can. Yeah, then you press the button and you stop and it starts to fall forward. And then you release the button at it when it's at the angle that you can use to flip it. It has to flip completely over. Long runs will sap your strength. That's interesting. Okay. Oop. Okay. Pressing the button starts the attempt, apparently. Okay. So right, left. Trying to build up speed. Oh. Somehow I've failed to build up speed, but there we go. From a dead stop. How do I get the rhythm here? Well, that one's a bit better. I do like these electronic bagpipes. Let's see if I can get going faster. Oh, there we go. Oop. I dropped it too far. Oh! I'm glad I made that mistake. So there it leaned too far back, I guess, and it drove me into the ground there. All right, the last event is sumo wrestling. So what does it say? Ancient Japanese sport with many traditions. Press the fire button to begin the event. Control your wrestle by repeatedly moving the joystick as indicated. Okay. Forearm, backward push, backward slap, forward slap. Press and hold the fire button to grasp the opponent's belt. Uchari is upward, forward grab, backward pull. Trip left, trip right, snatch. Okay, so there's like a lot to this that I never really knew about. I remember just like rapidly tapping to the left to push or whatever, or rapidly tapping to the right. But yeah, I guess you could grab. Actually, I do think I remember learning to grab and throw, but this was this was one where I didn't really know what to do. Okay. So I'm not pressing anything right now. Oh, I got thrown. Oh, I got thrown again. Well, that didn't last long. So I feel like computers should have the gold for that one. All right, so Italy wins that one. So let's see if we can get the travelogues in practice at one event mode. Because those are neat. I think we should see these. And I seem to recall it having this bug in the version I had as a kid as well. It only shows up at the first event. So let's see. There we go. There's the travelogue. Acapulco, Mexico. "118-foot descent." Okay. So we can just go through these to see the travelogues. Because those are neat. We shouldn't miss those. Actually, hang on. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. So I'll just do one quick attempt. Okay, so we can use practice mode to see the travelogues. Uh-oh. What is that? We're up. I don't know what caused that. Barrel jumping. Barrel jumping takes place in Germany, where skaters compete to jump over the most barrels. Speeds above 40 miles per hour, risking painful bruises. These daring athletes keep protective gear to a minimum for a lighter weight. Oh, they mark it on the globe. You can see the location. I hadn't noticed that. Got all these floppy disk load times. Painful bruises would be on the low end. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is definitely the most dangerous looking one in this set. The cliff diving is probably pretty dangerous. Actually, a lot of them are probably pretty dangerous. I don't think I have enough speed to clear 20 here. All right. Loading times. Bull riding. The most dangerous event in rodeo. Rider sits bareback on a wild bull weighing 2,000 pounds or more. When a rider falls, rodeo clowns draw the bull's attention away. They didn't put rodeo clowns in this one. But yeah, I think it's a real shame that the travelogue doesn't show in the compete all events mode. Because it'd be great to see these like before each event, like you're supposed to. Alright, let's make one more attempt at Earthquake. Oh. No. Okay, well that's a quick fail. I used to be able to do that one. Actually, there's one called Tornado that's one under Earthquake. And I think that one actually lives up to its name by doing mostly spins. And I remember having like good success on that one because it was more predictable. Okay, log rolling. What does it say? A visit to Canada. It's an icy river? I didn't know it was icy. Why does it have to be an icy river? Never take your eyes off your opponent's feet. So yeah, I guess it said all of this in the manual. But it's much more fun with the in-game graphics. And the rotating globe. Okay, let's see if I can... So it seems to me that the speed... I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try to win this one. Your speed has to match a log, but I don't know what left and right kind of does. Like, I don't know what causes the lean. And the manual didn't really explain it. Establish a rhythm. If you don't build speed at the correct rate, he may lose his balance. When a lumberjack is off balance, his arms extend to help him recover. Yeah, so I guess that indicates you're too fast or too slow, but... Okay, left is too slow and right is too fast. Okay, now I understand. So left means I'm going too fast, and to the right means I'm going too slow, I think. Oh. I couldn't... So... Maybe I'm getting it? I felt like... So I'm trying to speed up if the meter goes to the right. Except, I don't know what's showing there. We're stopped. I want to see the shark. So I don't know what pressing the button is supposed to do. Well, I can keep the log going, but how do I get the computer to fall? If I try to speed up... To slow the rolling of the log from forward or backward and change its direction, press the fire button while running. Strategy. Make your opponent lose his balance by stopping the log, then changing the direction of the log's rotation quickly back and forth. But I don't know how you change the direction. I don't know. I don't know how to win this one. Okay, last attempt. Okay, that didn't last. But that'll be it. We didn't get to see the shark. But yeah, if you win, the other guy falls in and there's a shark that circles him for some reason instead of a goose. I don't know how you get a shark in icy Canadian waters, but that's what I recall. I can't prove it tonight. Okay, slalom. Yeah, I guess I read this from the manual. Speed is vital, rarely exceeds 25 miles per hour. I don't know miles per hour that well. I wonder if they left it in miles per hour for like international releases of this, or even in Canada, like in the 80s, like a lot of the older generation was familiar with miles and stuff anyway, so it was kind of compatible to say things in miles instead of kilometers. Not so much now. Most of the younger generation is not familiar with... Okay. I'm not gonna get a perfect... Maybe I can avoid crashing. This one, it feels like... It feels like I'm missing something about how to turn faster, or... Because I just can't seem to turn hard enough to get in between these things. At this point, I just don't want to crash. I want to get to the end of the event. There we go. Missed 22. Okay. Oh. This strange incantation is back. Okay, caber toss. Heather splashed hills of Scotland. That's interesting. That's a tree trunk the size of a small telephone pole. Once tossed successfully, they can never be cut. That's an interesting stipulation. You rarely use kilograms? I use I don't use... So, yeah, like, I'm used to people expressing their height in feet and inches and their weight in pounds. But I would use kilograms for most things other than that. But yeah, like I'm pretty familiar with pounds as like a measurement for food or something. And a lot of our food comes in things that are like milk comes in third of a gallon bags for some reason. Actually, I don't know if they still do. They might be third. It might be a liter and a third now. But for a while it was a gallon divided into 3 bags. But they might have switched to 4 liters at some point. I'm not sure. And stuff like that. Anyway, caber toss. We already did this. I don't know if it's pronounced Kyber or caber. I feel like I've heard Kyber at some point. How many grams of coffee to add to 10 ounces of water? Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable, like, ounces for liquid. That one I have, like, no clue on. I know how much a cup of liquid is, or a liter, or 250 mils, or something like that. But ounces, I don't know. Okay, one more travelogue and we'll be done with this game. And actually that's taken me longer than I thought it would. I thought these would be really quick games, but when I take the time to like read about them, do all this stuff, they take more time than I thought they would to get through. Okay, here's the last travelogue. Yeah, and I read all this stuff from the manual, didn't I? I wonder if I ever managed to do the slalom without any misses as a kid, because it feels impossible right now. There's like something I'm missing about how to control it. All right. I always get thrown. I don't know. The mysteries of world games. But yeah, that's world games. So some of the events felt like, I don't know. I still don't know how they work. Some of them I remember getting pretty good at as a kid. This doesn't have the option to quit. Okay, so that's good. It's another one down.